Happy Wednesday, everybody. How are you doing on this amazing wind down Wednesday? Beautiful fall day today. I'm still not a fan of the cold. I'm telling you, I just don't like being cold at all. But it was such a beautiful day. The sun was shining. I think the last of the leaves are falling. And it just has been a great Wednesday. And to top it off, we're ending with you. We're ending with you being here and joining us for this amazing conversation. I am your host, Sonia Weaver, and I just absolutely love this platform where we get the opportunity to have some amazing conversations with some amazing business owners in our community, some great Bobs that are doing some fabulous things from musicians to nonprofit founders, CEOs, authors, healthcare professionals. We have some people who've come on in some contracting industries we didn't know about, so enlightening us, chefs, etc. I'm really grateful for this opportunity to have the conversations that I have. And just like any other Wednesday, I am super duper excited to be here tonight for this conversation. And I cannot wait to have a conversation with Miss Angela Peavy. So get excited, get excited, get excited. So moving on to Stardust, we're going to go into tonight's look. I have decided, one more day in November. I just love this pink. I'm really loving this pink, and it could have been from wearing it for a month. So I haven't given it up. Normally during this time of year, I start preparing for the transition into my fall look, getting those richer colors going, the earth tones, the browns, the oranges, even the reds. And I just felt like pink though today. So you will see those colors coming, but I just absolutely am in love with this color by the Glam Doctor. I, of course, have on some link to complement it. Oh, you stack those bracelets. There's some announcements coming up in the near future about the benefits of stacking your link bracelets. I have on some my traveling pearls, some Divine Diva designs. I am just all about supporting Bob. So that would naturally, naturally lead us into our Support 7 Bobs challenge. I always say challenge when really it should be a pledge. Our Support 7 Bob pledge, where you're going to support 7 Black-owned businesses a week. I paused. Yes, a week. Because remember, support is not just financial support. We're going to start there. Yes, of course, we need your financial support. They have, a lot of people I watched, even the Glam Doctor did a live about, this is how I eat. If I don't do a client, I don't eat. A mortgage doesn't get paid. A car note doesn't get paid. DTE doesn't get paid. My daughter can't get anything that she wants. Those kind of things. So it's a true business. We're not just out here hustling, right? So yes, financial support is definitely an area in which you do support Bob, but there's also sharing what people do. There's also being engaged what they're doing, encouraging them from just liking what they're doing, following them on social media, subscribing to YouTube channels, wink, wink, whatever that is your time. That is how you support with your time. And then we're going to have an amazing conversation with a founder of a nonprofit. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know a founder of a nonprofit. And I mean, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, that will turn down a person willing to volunteer their time. I just don't think that's possible. So remember, you can support Bob with your time. That is the most valuable resource you have. And so support 7 Bob. If you haven't taken the pledge, please do so. I have to show you one thing that happened unexpectedly today. See that? Yes, I can't wait to get off and have my soup for my dinner. But this happens to be a franchise owner that is a Bob. So even when you're supporting your favorite franchises, you know, take a deeper dive. It might be a Bob that you're supporting. Wouldn't that be like a win-win? You get your favorite restaurant and support a Bob. So we're going to be having some franchise owners coming on so that you can kind of know where they're located and you can support Bob while you're just doing your normal thing, right? So I'm excited. I'm always excited when I get an opportunity to support Bob. I told you it is just so fulfilling. It's beyond yourself. So enough about that. Let's move right on, and we're going to go into our deal for the day. Okay, this may take us a little while to talk about our deal of the day because we're giving away. Gotta get it up. Yes, I have one for more. I have one for you, right? So if you were on last week, you know we had the amazing Leslie Neal, and she actually shared with us about this new box she was releasing. Now, here's the thing. You know, when you get a box, you don't tend to want to keep it forever, right? I'm not sure what possessed her to have this amazing affirmation all over it, right? So I'm not going to read all of it, but it just starts off saying, I am blessed right now, this very minute. You are where you are supposed to be. You are blessed. Then it goes into I am healed. I am strong. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I am set apart. I am enough. I am worthy. I am brave. And after all of those I am statements, there's a little more to go with it. And it has then I am loved, I am blessed, I am enough all over the bottom of the box. And it just the box just keeps giving. Look how you have their logo right when you open it. Then right on the lid, there is another reminder affirmation right here about dear self. Inside the box, you have so much goodies in here. You have your journal, you have your custom candle label, because this is a kit for you to make your own true to you candle at home. Now you see I have my true to you candle burning, right? But in here you have your vessel, you have your wax, you have your fragrance, and then you have your stir. And it's just beautiful. I mean, it's just amazing. It's so beautifully packaged. So this is Deals with Bob's deal of the day. Now, how do you get qualified to be the lucky recipient of this box? Do you want to know? Then you have to support Bob. Specifically, you're going to have to show a little bit of your support. So if you're good with taking screenshots or pictures or whatever the case may be, first and foremost, you have to show that you are a subscriber to our YouTube channel. Yes, that's the first thing. You have to then share with others to be subscribers. So 5 people that you have personally shared that are subscribers. Then I want to take you over to social media, where I want you to make sure that you are on Facebook and Instagram liking and following True to You, which you will have to send that image as well. So what I'm going to do is when I post this replay this week, I am going to actually add what you have to do in order to be a recipient of that free gift. Now, the first person, it's not everybody, so you want to do it quickly. So it's up to me to make sure I put all the rules out there, which I would do. But once you do it, the first person to complete all the steps of the process, we will send you your very own True to You at Home gift set. And I hope I mentioned, did I mention it came with a journal and the ink pen? I might have forgot that. I'm telling you, that box is amazing. All right. So that is Deals with Bob's deal of the day. Now, no one finished last week, okay? So, we still have an opportunity. This is the current one for this week. But last week we had the book, Go Get Your Life. So that is still available as well because we did not have a winner. So we're going to still be giving, but you have to meet the requirements. Now, again, I said Sharice, she had her own requirements. That was quite simple. You have to show that you are a subscriber. Then you have to refer 10 other people to become subscribers. So you might ask, why do we keep pushing this subscribing? One is free, but two, it shows your support of what our community is doing. First and foremost, the more people that subscribe, YouTube increases the platform so more people can see the visibility. With more visibility comes more support. With more support, our communities grow, right? Our net worth grow. We do all these different things. So we can't grow without your support, and you support us by subscribing. But we give you some good goodies for doing it now, don't we? I believe in giving. So moving on to our featured nonprofit. Our featured nonprofit for this month is Our Own Wall Street, Legacy Building Together. Our Own Wall Street is a nonprofit organization with an ecosystem designed to address the needs of the underserved in our communities by sharing resources and teaching skill sets from professionals and business owners. Their three main service areas are civic engagement, health and wellness, and personal and professional development that provides through educated workshops and events. Once the underserved member or members is sustained, they will agree to serve with Our Own Wall Street to help the underserved communities become sustained. That is absolutely awesome. That means once you receive your needs and are met through Our Own Wall Street, all they ask is that you give back to others who needs it as well. We are so proud that Our Own Wall Street is our nonprofit of the month. As we move into our business of this week, we're going to be featuring this week Linked LLC. So take a moment to see what they do. Linked is a unique experience for connecting relationships in a fun, inviting, and exciting atmosphere, one bead at a time. Linked offers a relaxing environment where you can be you and tap into your creativity. You will have a memorable experience, and at the end, you will have a unique keepsake bracelet that you can wear and forever remember the time shared. Link provides all supplies, and enthusiastic instructors will provide step-by-step directions. No beating experience is needed. Just come prepared to have an amazing time. So if you're ready for a new experience, look no further. Come and get linked. Now, as you know, I have been linked for several different occasions, and I love wearing my link bracelets, and I really enjoy when I can stack them. So, nothing against any other jewelry line out there, but every single bracelet has a unique experience associated with it. So it's not just going and purchasing a piece of jewelry. It's truly creating a memorable experience one beat at a time. And that's why Linked is our featured business this week. Now, as we move right on into our Deals with Bob's deals for our consumer members, we're going to kick it off with Deals with Bob offering 15% off. We're moving into Today's Smile offering 50% off whitening. Mona Lisa's Lyrics is offering 15% off event packages. Woo! Women Helping Empower Winners is offering a free registration or a free consultation. Phlebotomy Express Training Centers is offering 10% off. Linked LLC is offering 50% off plus one or free plus three. Tax Divas is offering 10% off or free registration, free consultation, or a free gift. Tranquility Christian Counseling is offering 10% off events. Bright Tech Communication is offering 10% off. Boss Entertainment Group is offering 10% off. MCS Financial Services Incorporated is offering 15% off. The Amazing Woman Network is offering 20% off AWN merchandise or 20% off financial services. Affordable Veterinary Clinic is offering free well exams for new clients with the purchase of vaccines. Divine Diva Designs is offering 15% off. Tea's Timeless Beauty is offering 10% off. True to You LLC is offering a free gift. Peggy's Pound for Pound Crate Cakes is offering 10% off. Mrs. C's Concession is offering 10% off. And Detroit Metro Plug Podcast is offering 15% off. So to become a consumer member, please visit www.dealswithbob.com, click on Consumer Sign Up, and join today. Now, business owners, if you want to offer deals, discounts, giveaways, and rewards to our consumer members, you too would visit www.dealswithbob.com, click on Business Sign Up. But instead, we want you to choose an annual package so that your consumer membership is included. So join today. I just love the amazing deals our businesses offer. So keep on coming, businesses, so we can have more listed and more deals for our consumer members. As we move into the last segment leading into our show, we're going to stay connected. There's so much going on in our community. So get your pens, get your paper, and let's start marking our calendars so that we don't miss out on what's to come. We have a Girl Like Me Incorporated doing a pop-up for baby, toddlers, and kids girls clothing items giveaway on Thursday, November 10th from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. We have Gail Perry Mason speaking as founder of Money Matters for Youth on November 13th through the 11th for Save a Girl, Save a World. If you're going to be in the Atlanta area, make sure you come and hear this phenomenal speaker. Launch, Gather, Grow, and Glow. Breakthrough Brunch. Don't snooze. This is from Miss Cherie Saylor, happening on Saturday, November 12th from 1 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. The 35th Annual National Black Suppliers Conference is happening on, gotta look at my information. There it goes. It's happening on Wednesday, November 16th from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Detroit Athletic Club. Urban Unity is having their first annual Labor of Love Adopt, Foster Parent, and Appreciation Weekend. It is going to be kicking off November 19th at Team Wellness Center with a health and resource fair and Thanksgiving dinner giveaway. Then there's going to have an adoptive and foster parent awards brunch on November 20th at Ruby Exquisite Event Space from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Senator Sylvia Santana is having a roller skating birthday party fundraiser on November 22nd from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Inkster Skating Rink. Community baby shower donation drive. Collection dates are October 24th through November 24th. You can drop off at 15409 Beaverland, Detroit, Michigan. And then it is going to be leading up to Friday, December 9th for the baby shower giveaway for the community. So make sure you donate so that they can have an awesome community baby shower. From Women to Queens invites you to their 6th annual community Thanksgiving dinner, November 24th from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. LLSM Behavior Intuitive presents Laughter is Self-Care comedy show having Friday, November 25th from 7:30 p.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. The Glam Doctor presents Brunch and Beauty Bazaar on Saturday, December 3rd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Carrington. Detroit Book City Holiday Book Fest is happening Saturday, December 3rd from 12:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. And Lisa Jones presents the 4th annual Ladies Only Box Pandora's Box, I should say, on Saturday, December 10th from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. And let us support you and your event by adding it to our Stay Connected page. Visit www.dealswithbob.com and contact us today. Now, I told you it was a lot going on in the community, and believe it or not, we had to narrow it down. So, because we don't want to show about everything going on, but we do want to make sure that you attend some of the amazing things that are going on in our community. Remember, we said you're going to take that support 7 Bob challenge, and coming to these events within our community is one way you show your support. Now get excited. It is that time in the show where we're bringing on our amazing guests. And this evening, we're having the privilege to have Miss Angela Peavy of Genesis PRC. Hello, Angie. How are you?
Good evening. How are you?
I am doing good. I almost need a glass of water. But
That was a lot. Yeah, it's a lot going on.
It really is. I mean, and if you allow other media platforms to fool you, I say, you would think that there's nothing happening in our communities, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
So, for those of you who don't know Miss Angela Peavy, I'm going to give her the opportunity to self-introduce. She's going to share with you not only who she is and what she does, but she's going to also tell you why she does what she does. So, Angela, here's the baton. I'm passing it to you.
Well, okay. Good evening, everybody. My name is Angela Peavy. I'm the executive director for Genesis Pregnancy Resource Center. Genesis is kind of like it's a regular pregnancy resource center, but it's different. So if you think about the birthing world, you have, and especially after yesterday's election, you have pregnancy resource centers, and then you also have the abortion clinics. Now, most your traditional pregnancy resource centers don't provide abortion. Genesis did not provide abortion, but pregnancy resource centers are usually not giving the type of support and resources that our community needs. Okay. And as of late, right after the Dobbs decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, a lot of pregnancy resource centers came under attack and were vandalized and things of that nature. Right now, Genesis does not have a physical location, so we were never in danger of that. We just started up maybe in 2020, and it was really a God led thing that I was not anticipating ever being in this world. So that's kind of
Mhm.
how the Lord, kind of works on you.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly.
And not to be like, super religious or anything. We are a faith-based organization, but we're not preachy. We're not beating you over the head with the Bible. We're not, making, if we have a client, we're not saying, oh, you must be baptized and this, we're not doing any of that. Our
Mhm.
hope is to love on our clients that come to us,
Mhm.
show them the love of Christ,
Yes.
and then they'll lead, their own life to follow. We're
Yeah.
not trying to convert anybody. We want to love everybody.
I love it. And that's that's our first directive, right? That's the great command that we're supposed
Right.
to do is love one another. So I'm gonna pause for a quick second because I got a lot of activity really quickly in the chat. So good evening, beautiful ladies from Barbara Biggs. Hey mom, we have Miss Michelle McDonald saying, hey Coach and Angie. Hey sis Sonia. Hi Michelle.
Hey,
Thanks for
Michelle.
joining. We have Cheryl Shoemake looking good, everyone. Thank you, sissy. And then my aunt Irma. Good evening, ladies. Good evening, Auntie. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you share. And if you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe. So, Angie, now we got a little glimpse then of now what you do and kind of how you got into it. But let's share a little bit before we get too deep into the topic, a little bit about who you are.
Full disclosure.
If you won't, don't scare nobody.
Full disclosure. I am the great Sonya Weaver's first cousin.
I wouldn't say they're great, but I'll take it. Thank you. Now I was going to reveal that bit of information because I don't go through the how we met. So Angie and I met before I was aware of our meeting. I'll put it that way because as a baby, you don't know anything, but I'm sure you remember me more so before I could actually
Oh,
formulate
yeah.
memories of you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
One thing Angie has always shared with me is a story where she said I was just being so mean,
Oh, I
and
wasn't even going to talk about that.
my family has a tendency to want to say that about me, but we're not here to discuss that today. But I do love my big cousin, and I am so glad she took up um I said what God had put on her heart, like she said, to offer resources to our community, and from a loving place that actually address a need, and so I really love the fact that Genesis PRC exists. Now one thing she didn't mention, so you could connect to Angie, yes, she's very relatable. She is a wife, a mom. She just gives selflessly of herself and her time. So I'm just sharing some things because I want you to connect and feel comfortable, because I don't want the whole politics of what she do to kind of sway any people that are out here one way or the other. So you mentioned some things that did happen recently, and you talked about um, traditional resource centers. How did you feel after the overturn of Roe versus Wade?
Well, first, let me say this. The reason I say that Genesis is like a pregnancy center that is not the traditional pregnancy center is because we believe in a woman's right to choose. Um, Traditional pregnancy centers have a very stern position on being pro-life. They are closely connected with right to life organizations. And we try to steer clear of all of that because we believe in a woman's right to choose. And one of the things that was said during the election cycle, I know we don't want to get off into this too much right now, but I just want to say this. When Dr. Oz in Pennsylvania said that he believed that the decision was between the woman, the doctor, and her politician. Are you serious? And since we've begun, we've said, this is between you and the Lord. This is between you and God. You, your doctor, and God. That's who you have to reconcile with. I
Yeah.
shouldn't have to reconcile with my senator or my state rep. Let me stop. I'm getting wound up. But that is our belief, and we feel some environmental and extenuating factors that might lead a woman to make those decisions.
Hmm.
And if we are able to provide them with the resources um, and the confidence in themselves,
Hmm.
then they may not make that decision.
Right.
You know, I spent 20 years in Head Start in administration of Head Start. So it's called, it's a federal program, and they call it one of the War on Poverty programs.
Hmm.
So I spent 20 years working with low income families. When I left there, I became an executive director of a pregnancy resource center. And so that's kind of how I kind of know how they kind of think and how they kind of operate. And
Hmm.
there was one particular pregnancy resource center um, that is still around called Pregnancy Aid that was in the city I felt was doing it right. You know, they were, and in effect, keeping it real, really talking to the women. But I felt like they weren't really going far enough, but
Okay.
they're great friends to me. Um, and so I always tell the story about the people from Right to Life wanted me to come and speak at a Right to Life event out in
Hmm.
Roanoke. And I said, well, I've only been an executive director for a little while. I don't even know what I would talk about. And she said, well, we have difficulty reaching the women in Detroit.
Mm. Okay.
So that's code. We know what, that kind of thing. Because come on. Okay. So what I did was I put my beliefs out there about you've got to come with resources. A
Hmm.
woman can't hear, oh, you're committing murder and God is not pleased. If she's worried about her lights getting turned off and her water getting shut off and where her next meal is coming from, and how is she going to feed herself, much less a baby that she might be carrying?
Right.
You know, they can't hear that. Jesus fed the people, the multitudes, before he preached. He fed the 5,000, the fish and the bread, before he preached, because you can't listen on an empty stomach.
That's true.
So,
Yeah.
so what we're trying to do is to get them to that comfortable spot.
Hmm.
And then they'll come to their own realization. And if they decide, no, I'm not going to carry this baby to term and I'm not going to go through the adoption process, that's, you know, Godspeed. You go ahead and do what you
Yeah.
want. You
I
know,
mean,
we'll be here
and,
if you need anything else.
yeah, and all things, it always comes back to me, especially when people stand on the religious platform of it.
Hmm.
It's almost, it takes me first and foremost to Jesus' simple question when it was like, let you without sin cast the first stone.
And there's a lot of rocks being thrown. And the thing with
Yes.
it is, and it should not be a political thing that's
No.
polarizing. But if they want to make it political, then my question is, okay, what are you going to do for this low income family once the baby gets here?
Exactly.
because
Exactly.
they
I
don't want.
always wanted someone from an adoption agency to like pull up at the rally and have the forms be like, which child are you adopting? Since you want
Exactly.
life. I mean, it's almost that extreme to me because once the children are here, I don't see anyone rallying for them.
They're not trying. And then when something happens and the child, is out there, gets lost to the streets and ends up getting shot by the cops, and then it's all the culture's fault, or
Mm-hmm.
he should have complied. Well, listen, if he had had opportunities and resources and good education,
Mm-hmm.
this might not have happened. And so that's really the long-term vision for Genesis, is to put stable families and caring people back into the communities, to lobby and fight for themselves, to not, I live in Detroit. I live on the east side of Detroit. I would not send my children to the Detroit public school. So I had to, like, you know, spend my bottom dollar to either to send them to private school or Catholic school, and or charter school before. But I should not have had to.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't demand better, they're never going to give us better.
That's true. That is so
But
true.
we
And
need
I
enough
believe
people.
that.
Yeah, and we need enough people that care enough about themselves and their community to demand that they get the services that they are paying taxes for.
Yes. I definitely agree that with that. Welcome. I just see a new guest. Welcome. Is it Teresa Cassie Calhoun? Hopefully I'm saying that correct.
Oh, that's Teresa Casey Calhoun.
Okay, welcome. Thank
Okay.
you for joining. I wanted to make sure that Angie knew that you were here. So, how were you feeling? I mean, we all were feeling some type of way before yesterday's election. All the propaganda, all the signs, all this. I mean, with the work that you're committed to doing, and already you knowing that you're a different resource center, you've been in the industry exposed to it, but yet knowing because right at the front of it being a pregnancy resource center and all of the emotions and different things going on, how were you feeling pre-election?
Well, let me go back to when they first did the Dobbs decision.
Okay.
Um, I had the aha moment, because when this was kind of given kind of to me in 2019, and I kind of put it on the back burner. I was still working full time, and I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know what all this means. I consulted my spiritual advisor, your sister.
She definitely is a good spiritual advisor.
And I said, this lady prophesied to me about I'll be working with women. I don't know what that means. She said, just put it in your back pocket and don't worry about it. And somebody else said something, oh, you're about to do something really big. God has something really great he wants you to do, but you got to just listen and tune in and listen. And I was like, oh, okay, because I'm not, and I never thought of myself as being that deep and connected.
Mhm.
People say, oh, I'm a Christian, but I curse a little bit.
I have a little sip every night.
I have a little taste now. So I'm like, why me? But he took a tax collector and turned him into Paul. So
Exactly.
I didn't know what it was for and what it was about, and then this kind of came within a dream. And Teresa Casey Calhoun, when I first called her and told her about it, she said, "Oh, you trying to start a revolution?"
Hmm.
And I was like, "Yes." So we started work on it. It kind of got away from me, and then during the pandemic, I was able to sit and focus and write a business plan and get
Mhm.
a little more exposure. And I kind of teamed up with the Church of the Messiah, Pastor Barry Randolph, who does a lot in the community, right?
Okay.
Um, I teamed up with him and started teaming up with Pastor Alonzo Bell over at Martin Evers, and just started getting some exposure. And then when the Dobbs decision came down, I said, "Oh, this is why I should have been moving on this a while ago instead of dragging my feet, doubting myself
Well,
because it was coming." He knew it
yeah.
was coming. I had no idea. I'm just like, la la la, nothing's gonna happen, you know. And so then I get a little worried. And my
Mhm,
husband said to me, "You really need to get back on this because
mhm,
if this stands, people are going to need this help."
mhm, mhm, mhm. Yeah, yeah. And 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 I guess I'm gonna ask the spiritual advisor to comment, but isn't that just how God is? You know, he already orchestrates and sets up things to be happening. Even with your job progression, you mentioned how even through the workplace, you were exposed to it. You saw where there was a need, you saw what you felt, who was doing it right, who was addressing what the community truly needs, but even they weren't completely meeting the need, you know. So you had the eyes already aware of what to go on. It was just then your confidence and had to catch up with it, right? Like,
Yeah. I mean, I have all kinds of great ideas and little catchphrases and all that, but you know, the implementation.
mm.
And then I had started dragging my feet. I
But
mean,
who
I had the
doesn't? I
board.
mean, we all do that.
I have a board, you know, we fell off on our meetings and I'm like, let me, you know, get re-energized, and we started meeting again. And then I started again, just I mean, we thought we were going to have a building and then that fell through, and then it was just like everything just dashed, right? It was just like,
But see, here's the thing. I say that building was not meant then for you to have. I know the balloon gets popped, the air goes out, and you know don't always got to see the what is it, the silver lining and all that kind of stuff. But of course, in the big scheme of things, that's what it amounted to.
Mhm.
Because if you recall, we had a conversation where I said you may have an opportunity that falls in your lap to be, you know,
Oh, yeah.
utilizing the facility without having to pay.
And that would be awesome. So Lord, if that's what you're working on, we ready. We ready. Because it's hard to get, you know, it's hard to get the funding. There's a lot of programming that we want to do. We also, I didn't get to mention this, and I really would be remiss if I did not mention our fatherhood program.
Yes.
And our fatherhood program is called Council of Dads, council spelled with an S.
Mm-hmm.
And it is really to provide them with the same thing we're going to be providing the women with.
Right.
You
Right.
know, helping them with job search, helping the women with job search. Do you need to go back to school? Do you need to get a GED? Had you taken some college before and dropped out, because the state of Michigan has a Michigan Reconnect program where you can go to school for free and get
Mm-hmm.
that certificate or get an associate's, you know. And even now in my part-time, because I'm working part-time, even now in my job now, they sent me to uh, become like a career development facilitator. So now I have a little bit um, formal training on helping people decide what they want to do with their lives. So that is a good tool to have for the people that we want to serve.
Yes, that's awesome. Because I mean, like you said, some of the reasonings can be addressed and could potentially make a difference in that choice. But bottom line, they have that choice.
They have that choice.
And that's what people forget.
Mhm.
One thing that I say, and I don't care who say I'm wrong, when we were created, we were given free will.
That's
We were
right.
given a choice. And as long as mankind has been here, God has not revoked our free will and our choice. Now, are there consequences associated with what we decide to choose? Most definitely. But it's not up to us to
That's
take
right.
away a person's choice. That's just how I feel. When it comes bottom line to that, you know, that's just how I feel.
Because these politicians don't have a heaven or a hell to put you in.
Exactly. Exactly. So your spiritual advisor has commented, we're not going to make something happen. We go to where he calls us because he's already working there.
Mm.
Uh-huh. See, she be deep sometimes, don't
Yeah,
it?
'cause I gotta process that one.
Well, God is already
Stop
there. You know,
speaking in parables.
he's already there. It's up to us to do the work and get there. So that's the thing. That's the thing. Don't worry about tomorrow. It's already taken care of. Now, Angie, so how were you feeling? Because you know, I fell asleep. I always go to bed. I am not the person. Well, let me take that back. I did stay up for the presidential election back when Barack Obama was running. I did stay up. Let me go back to that one. But most of the time, I go to bed. I get up the next day. Let's see what happened. And that's what I did last night. So did you actually stay up
I
to
did.
see?
I stayed up. I stayed up until almost 2.
Oh, wow, you were
I
a
stayed up
trooper.
until almost 2. Gretchen Whitmer took the stage at 1, and then I went back to the national news and watched because we got to watch Georgia. You know,
Mhm.
Georgia's going to be in a runoff. I mean, it's great that Michigan experienced that blue wave and that all the proposals were passed very handedly. But if I mean, these Republicans are talking about doing a national ban, which is
Mm,
which is on abortion,
mhm.
which is crazy because when you overturn Roe v. Wade, you said we're going to give it back to the states to decide.
Right.
Now all of a sudden you want to create a national ban, which would just not, recognize states' rights.
Exactly. Because you want soul to control. That
Yes,
it comes down to soul to control. And if you allow me with the cap I wear, with the work I do, then you know what I say. So I'm not going to even go down that path because it's about that control.
it is.
And
It's
it's
about that
about
control, and it's about
the
what control
losing
is
of
about.
population.
That's it. That's it. They are 2 steps away from a eugenics movement because this nation is browning faster than they would like.
There you go. There you go. And you know, I just get lost at words. So I'm going to go back to my original question then, because we always know that there's still going to be a fight,
There's
right?
going to be a fight, but here's the thing: living well is the best revenge.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can raise our people up where they're living well and they're doing middle class things and have a little money in their pocket, what are they gonna do about it?
Well, let's be honest though. That's why some of the things happen that like now, because it was too many people living well that were,
Yes,
you know.
yes.
And I'm just going to be honest because I remember having a friend who lived in a subdivision, and she worked for a company that had her place in the office, and it was a physician's office. And the moment he realized that she lived in the same subdivision
Oh, it
that
was a
he
problem.
lived in, oh, it was a big problem.
I pay you too much.
It was a big problem. It was like, oh, why did I even go to medical school if all you have to do is this and still get what I have?
Wow.
And so it was too many people
Wow.
getting stuff.
But they're not getting it for free.
What I'm just saying, still,
They always talk about pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. Now, if somebody
everybody but a certain community, Angela. Don't get me started. We're here to talk about
maybe they should
Genesis.
stop saying it because that's what they keep saying. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Well, can I get some boots?
Exactly.
All I'm trying to
Exactly.
I'm
So
just trying to get some people
it's
some boots.
already skewed against you from day one.
Exactly.
So it's really a slap in the face,
That's why
but
I'm trying to give people boots.
exactly. And that's why really, again, it comes back to us uniting, it comes back to us loving one another.
Mhm.
And giving the information to make an educated decision in one's life is very imperative. And
Yes.
that's really what I'm hearing about Genesis.
Yes.
It's not like you're saying, again, you're not telling people what to do one way or the other. You're meeting them at their needs, and then you're filling in the missing information that they need in order to truly make an informed, rational decision.
Yes. And it goes
Period.
a little beyond that because I look at there is environmental trauma.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's
know,
true.
our Black folks, especially those live in the city, experience trauma every day.
Yes.
The violence, the poverty, all of these things that they have to overcome before they can even think about, you know, having a family and doing it properly in the right way and being able to provide and you know what I mean? So
Exactly.
let's try to change that. You can't turn a freight carrier around on a dime, right? So it's going to take a while to kind of turn that ship around
Mm-hmm.
where we get rid of that trauma, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And we had developed an intake form that asked, is there drama on your street? Is there drama in your family? Is there, when you come home, are you at peace, or is always the neighbors fighting? And sometimes you got
Mm-hmm.
to remove yourself from that situation, and
Right.
sometimes you might not need might need to, I don't want to say cut ties, but distance yourself from people, your friends, your family that
Oh,
are
yeah.
telling
Toxic.
you what you can and cannot do.
Yeah.
You'll
You
never
have
do
to.
nothing. You'll never get that kind of job. Why not? Why not you?
Exactly. Because really, words are always, I was taught, words have power.
Yeah, they do.
And if you keep feeding your spirit with that negativity, it does take root.
Yeah.
But
Just like the
you can still kill a root. And it comes from, you have to get to where you're being fed with now positive. You got to
exactly.
be fed with, I mean, because it could be as simple as, I'm struggling with whether or not I can be a mom because I've always been told I wasn't gonna be nothing. So you get into an environment where you're getting support and resources, and then you start becoming, looking at yourself differently. The
Yeah.
decision can change. So I really, really am. I love that you are taking this area and you're putting it on a platform that's built on love to
And
begin with.
then we have to come with, like I said, come with the resources. That's why I like to partner with therapists like Tranquility. I like to partner with therapists that will be able to provide them with someone to talk to, get some
Mhm.
things off their chest, you know. Um, and then that helps because they need therapy. You
Yes.
have all this trauma. You might
Yeah,
not even
people
know
who
you
think they got everything together need therapy. So
yeah,
if you really got some trauma going on, you
right.
definitely need
But
it.
you don't even know you have it. And so we want to do that for the women as well as the men because they have a whole nother thing going on. You
That's
know,
true. That is so
fatherless,
true.
maybe fatherless and never had a father or dad. Everybody has a
Mhm.
father, but never had a dad
Yeah. Yeah.
present. And so they
Mhm.
don't know how to be that dad. And for that, let me say this. I always tell this. I did not develop our fatherhood Counselor Dads program. I had my husband do it because I am a woman.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it means to be a man.
Right.
So I have men that are running that
Mm.
because I don't know. Now
This
I'm
makes perfect
involved, I know
sense.
about it, but I don't. What you say?
I said that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, because this is one of the things, and you get women that say, well, I can do this by myself. Or, I can do that all by myself. Well, look, my mama did it. Well, did your mom say it was easy? Why would you do that? Why would you
Right.
try to get the father involved? And they're out there and they want to be involved. Let's
Mm-hmm.
find some co-parenting. Let's find some relationship skills, things that you and he both might need. And then let him be a father. Let him be a dad.
Yes. Yes.
And you can't do that. If you have a son, you can't show a boy how to be a man because you've never been one.
Exactly. Exactly. I love it. Oh my goodness. See, I told you this was gonna be an amazing conversation. And Angie, we have to have you back because you see we
I
are
know.
already
I still
winding
have a whole
down.
lot more. I told you I could tell you a whole lot of stuff.
I know. So, things we have to make sure we get done though, because as we go down to the end of this hour,
Oh yeah.
let people know, because like I said, the support 7 Bob. So thank you. Yes. Did I say it right? Tressa? Is it Tressa? Am I saying it right? Teresa?
Teresa.
Teresa. Thank you, Teresa, for your comment. She said also comes back to supporting 7 Bobs as well. Per day slash per week. Yes, it does. It really, really does. So one way that we definitely can support Bob, let us know how we can get in contact with you, Angie, how they can volunteer with Genesis,
And we
how
need
they can send
volunteers.
people your way.
I need volunteers. I need help with trying to get some programming off the ground. I had a couple of guys, but they kind of fell off and they went back to work and things like that. To run Council of Dads, I need some volunteers to do. So if you're a man out there that has a heart and want to mentor potential fathers, please contact me. My email address is a Peavy, Peavy as in Victor Y, at genesisprc.org. You
Okay,
can
give that
also
to me again.
a Peavy at genesisprc.org. And you can also visit our website, genesisprc.org. And I have to give a shout out to Teresa as well. She developed and designed our amazing website.
Okay,
And then
both of
follow us
those
on
are in the
Facebook
chat.
and Instagram.
Yes, follow them. Make sure that was part of a follow on Instagram and like on Facebook.
And there's not a lot of content on our social media channels right now because we had gotten hacked. We had
I
gotten
hate the
hacked
hackers.
really bad back in June. So, but more content is coming for our supporters.
Awesome. Cheryl Shoemake says Genesis is so necessary because it helps clients build a life and not just have a baby. I love that.
Yes, we try to tend to the mind, body, and spirit.
Thank you, Irma. She said, "Bravo, ladies! Lots of good information." Yes, we would definitely be having Angela back because we're going to get the community involved. We're going to keep you engaged, keep you
Okay,
motivated.
because you've been
Because
after me for months, and I'm like, well, I don't really have anything, and I don't know what's going on. We don't have a
no,
building.
it is so needed. The voice of Michigan spoke right last night. They said they want to still have control over their bodies.
Yes.
What happens? We should have that. So you're here. The voice spoke. We need you. We're going to make sure that we support you in order to have this work continue and just keep that snowball effect going. Now, I need to know what book is currently on your nightstand or that you recently read or highly recommend reading.
Oh man, I have it, and it was How to Start a Nonprofit Without Losing Your Mind.
Is that your book for
Yes. I wish
real? How
I
to
wish
start a
I wish
nonprofit
you would have
without
called me and
losing
give
your
me a
mind?
heads up. I would have had it right here next to me, but it's sitting over there to the side.
Oh wow, I didn't know that was that's an actual book. Okay. Well, I hope it's helping because I don't want you to lose your mind in the process. And early on, I saw that we had Michelle on
Michelle
with
McDonald.
for her nonprofit support. So I'm just doing a shameless plug to make sure you guys stay connected so that you can see what resources are out there for you.
And Michelle has an awesome group on Facebook as well called Where the Nonprofits
Nonprofits.
Gather.
Yes, where the
Mhm.
nonprofits gather. And then we're overdue to have Michelle back on the show. She was a
Yeah.
guest of our Get to Know Bob for the amazing work she's doing. So I just had a great conversation with you, Angie. What is one thing? This is my last question I'm gonna ask as we wind down. What keeps you encouraged? You said you kind of like got slow, but then
You know what really keeps me encouraged?
mhm,
You guys. Yes. You, your sister. And she will really call me to account because she will call me at 8:30 in the morning. I just want to see what's going on with you. What's going on with Genesis?
okay.
And I
All
have to have an answer. And so I think, yes, um, the people around me that
Mm,
believe in this mission and believe
mhm,
in this work are the ones that are keeping me encouraged. I had kind of even lost touch a little bit with Pastor Barry over at Messiah, and he invited me to his 20th pastoral anniversary and his 60th birthday. And I went, and I was so honored because, like I said, he does so much. You see him on channel on the news all the time talking
mhm,
about what he's doing. He's in the Island View neighborhood,
mhm,
and I was so honored that he thought enough of me in Genesis to invite me to that for one. And he says, we still got to talk because he had taken me up to Flint because he thought it would be a good idea to try to start a Genesis in Flint as well because they needed it there.
mhm.
So when I
Oh,
talk,
yeah.
if I get the time to talk to the people around me that really believe in what I'm trying to do, I
Mhm.
get encouraged.
Okay, awesome. And I can completely understand that. And to me, I always say, "Oh, it's the tactic of the enemy trying to
That's
distract
what
me,
it is.
having me look this way too long, so that I forget about what I'm supposed to be doing." And that's why, for me, when I did this particular show, the main thing I had told myself is find a day, find a time, and the main thing was going to be consistency. Consistency was going to drive the momentum. And that's kind of what it is. Whatever you need to do to be consistent in what you do. It don't always have to be great. It's just that consistency that moves you in the right direction to get where you're going. And after the show and we start pushing it and sharing it and doing all that united stuff, you're going to see so much out there that you like, okay, now I got to start making sure that we got what's needed because I'm telling you, there is a need out there. So once that visibility opens up, everything's going to be exactly how it's meant to be. I feel it. I know it. And I had so much fun having Genesis as the featured nonprofit last month. It allowed me the opportunity to actually get to know more about the nonprofit. So I was actually going from what you know of anything else. So I truly appreciate you coming on. I got a voice that behind the nonprofit, a connection behind the nonprofit that even though you have this amazing 4x6, it does not speak about the passion behind the nonprofit the way you have just done so
We
today.
are a social revolution like no other.
Yes.
Social movement.
I love it. Power to the people.
Yeah.
So, is there anything, Angie, that I haven't asked you that on today's show that you would like to mention before we wind down?
No. I will say last year that we did do a baby donation, a drive, and I'm not sure if we're going to do it again this year. We did it during the month of December, and there was a college student that wanted to do something for a project that she had, and we did very well. And we partnered with um, another organization to give it
Mm-hmm.
to those women. So keep an eye out. If you guys say, "Oh, you should do that," and let's do it. Let's do it together. I am all about it. About it.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Well, as we're moving into to wind down on tonight's show, oh, I did have this. I forgot to bring it up. This is the flyer, and I actually love all of what it means here, because it's not just again showing women and children, but I love that the men are pictured, because it is the totality of our community, of our homes. And I just absolutely love this is their cover on their social media site.
Yes.
So alrighty, so next week, guys, can you get excited? Next week, we're going to be speaking with Aaron Abel Grable, who is the 2022 Dadpreneur of the Year and the owner of Legacy Hall. So that is going to be an exciting conversation. We'll get to get caught up on what he's been doing as the Dadpreneur. And if you have not already done so, yes, we're coming back full circle again, asking you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. All you have to do is click on that subscribe button, and then you have become part of the Deals with Bob, Get to Know Bob platform. And we appreciate you so much for your support. Looking at some last comments that come in, we had some applause. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. We have praise God from whom all blessings flow, coming from Barbara Biggs. And thank you, Sissy Cheryl Shoemake, saying great show. Once it goes up, make sure you guys share it with others. Now, as always, I thank you for joining. I am Sonia Weaver, and I encourage you to spend with purpose, because your dollar does matter, and deal with Bob. Have an amazing evening. We'll see you next week. Bye.